employment and talent evaluation of Japanese industry were lifetime employment and seniority-based method for many years. However, since around 1980, dissatisfaction problems of high-performing young people occur, firms took time to develop human resources. In addition, the phenomenon that the international competitiveness was delayed by the conventional method was coming up. At that age, in overseas good companies, the evaluation system was applied. This system is that if the ability was high in the person who made a great outcome, they had a strong position and voice, and the compensation was also large. As I shown in this figure, this is the reason why the Japanese industries were starting the study of the introduction of meritocracy evaluation. In order for people to achieve results at work, 3 conditions are required: goal setting, achievement skill, problem-solving process. Also, the evaluation of meritocracy is which these 3 requirements are good or not. But, there were companies and Japanese companies that rated only the magnitude of results as a measure. For this reason, these types of companies caused problems like the one shown on the left side of the figure. Companies that noticed quickly this evaluation method and problems are the right side of the figure. In this case, their achievements of meritocracy greatly were emerged without repelling by employees. The conclusion obtained in such a process was that Japanese meritocracy evaluation was in a form by which supports employees' sympathy and consent-based and self-help efforts, and as a result, creates business results centered on key persons. Success of the meritocracy evaluation is greatly affected by individual self-help efforts. In Japan, Mr. Tempu Nakamura's method was used as one of the subjects. He is one of those who gave many ideological influences to prominent industrial people from 1950s, after World War II, when Japan needed to rebuild. The philosophy that he preached is a way to demonstrate the power that human beings were born originally with self-help efforts. It is a general speaking that 85% of improvement of ability of industrial persons is concerned by self-help efforts. For this reason, recently, cerebral physiologists are introducing actions of Mr. Ichiro Suzuki, who is active in the Major League of the United States, as a representative successful example of self-help efforts, and analyzed as shown in the figure. Now, books by Mr. Stephen Richards' Covey 7 Customs are famous, but this is a scheme that uses a structure similar to this figure. Already, Mr. Nakamura was introducing this figure in many series. The reason for this is because industrial persons are the first item in this chart to evaluate items that are most morale-enhancing as well as self-help efforts. In Japan, many companies were interpreted the ability principle as one of the means of creating a corporate culture that motivates self-help and motivation. So, I decided to introduce a chart of the corporate culture that Japanese companies place importance on. As a recent example, I would like to introduce examples of a company that is succeeding and famous in a meritocracy evaluation in Japan. This shows the outline of Nihon IM Company. This company is developing a policy to create skill functional group that supports Japan's semiconductor industry. As a result of this company's activities as structured as shown in the figure, this company not only has a high level of employee skill but also fosters human resources in a short time. And it is being extremely high retention rate. Self-help efforts are one of the wealth of invisible individuals. Many of the Japanese are thinking that the background which the first-class athlete who will make a model continues efforts has the composition as shown in this figure. If you will compare this with the meritocracy evaluation in companies may be an example of a tool that encourages human effort.